The Southwest Indiana Association of Realtors tells me there's no law that says a realtor has to tell you everything about a home. But if you ask, it's a different story.
He answered questions about jobs and health care, but the question that didn't come up, will he run for the U.S. Senate? There won't be much left to choose from. Live in Evansville, Shalah Sasse, Eyewitness News. A park ranger here at Audubon State Park saw a body in this lake here behind the Lakeview shelter. This vehicle was actually up on the railing. Officials say the decision was made to protect the parking lot for Derby weekend, and as you can see, there's still water coming up through the pavement. But they say the pantyhose could be the key to solving this crime. Officials say the rain started at 4 o'clock this morning and poured nonstop till about 1:30 this afternoon. The judge sentenced Jack Perkins to 45 years in the Indiana Department of Corrections. The Wabash River has made its way into this area. Tell me, what are some of the biggest concerns you heard from voters? Projection booth employees tell me it's cheaper because they use film instead of digital technology. And that nurse held Lawrence Pillman's hand as he was strapped underneath the SUV inside this Steak and Shake. They were both eating lunch when the crash happened.
I need an ambulance immediately at 4850 West Lloyd Expressway. We have people injured. There has been a car that came through the building. Okay, what is this business? Steak and Shake.
Lawrence Pillman seems anything but shaken up after he was trapped underneath an SUV that crashed into Evansville's West Side Steak and Shake.
I was all the way under the car, and I could look up and see the radiator. And that's as far as that I got under, because I'm sort of large up here, see. And
Pillman is calling it a miracle. The SUV came to a final stop inside the middle of the dining room, pinning Pillman underneath.
I seen something coming. And of course, you don't imagine an automobile coming through the wall, but I had insulation all over me, in my shoes and in my clothes.
Pillman was taken to Deaconess Hospital.
Thanks a lot for holding my hand.
He says one of the nurses down the hall happened to be eating at the restaurant when the SUV came crashing in.
I got over there, climbed up on part of a bench and leaned over and said, "Sir, can you talk to me? Tell me your name." And he started talking to me, telling me he could breathe okay. And then I just remember him sticking his hand up in front of the radiator, so I was holding his hand, talking to him.
Pillman suffered 2 broken ribs, cuts, and bruises.
You're going home.
Sure, go ahead.
After he was released from the hospital, Pillman stopped by the restaurant to see the damage. He says his trips to Steak and Shake aren't over.
Oh yeah, I'll go back sometime. Yeah, not in the near future, you understand, but I will go back.
And business is getting back to normal. The manager here at Steak and Shake says they opened the drive-thru about 2 hours ago. They hope to open the dining room next week. Live in Evansville, Shalah Sasse, Fox 7 News. Linda Bond says she got a call from her daughter warning her about the tornado heading to Ridgeway.
And I got on my knees.
Bond is one of many storm victims in Ridgeway. She says she felt the house move.
There's nothing you can do, absolutely nothing. And I just kept my faith in God. And I knew that if it was my time to go, we would go. And if it wasn't, He was going to take care of us.
The EF3 tornado caused roof and tree damage, but Bond says she was blessed because her neighbors down the road lost their home.
I am so sorry that it happened to them.
She says their trailer rolled across the road and a grain bin landed on top of it, trapping 2 children underneath the debris. Bond says the mother was life-flighted to Evansville with serious injuries. It's these images that are confirmation she needs more protection.
Linda, he said, I think you're just a little bit late because the tornado came through and they are here today laying the blocks.
Bond started building a storm cellar about 2 weeks ago. The storm cellar is 6 feet deep and cost a little over $3,000, but Bond says it's worth every penny. And she's already getting feedback from friends and neighbors.
She said, can I buy a chair? And I told her, I said, no, you can't buy one, but you're welcome over if there's a tornado. And that was before the tornado hit.
She says although the project didn't have the best timing,
we had prepared, we had started. We just didn't have it finished.
She'll be ready when the next tornado rolls through. In Ridgeway, Shalah Sasse, Eyewitness News.
My grandfather, he played guitar. My mama could play guitar. I have an uncle named Duke. He always encouraged me.
A once-in-a-lifetime experience.
I don't know what you call it. I'm the guy that got the prizes, though, so it's a good thing. Fly me to the moon. I'm kidding.
Bosco France says he entered Guitar Center's Battle of the Blues competition in Evansville because he needed a microphone.
I needed a mic, and I got it, sure.
But he ended up with a lot more. Bosco advanced to Indianapolis.
I think there might have been better players in the indie level than on some ways the whole competition.
After playing in the Circle City, Bosco went to New Orleans and made it to the grand finals in Los Angeles. He beat out more than 4,000 guitarists and was named the best.
The day before, I walked and I got my kid from school. I went over and played my gig Tuesday. I got a plane on Wednesday, and I'm in LA. And then Saturday, I'm in this big lit up, it doesn't even look like I belong there.
This 35-year-old has been playing guitar since he was 3.
Walked around the neighborhood with a guitar. People thought I was touched. Y'all know that expression up there? Is that a southern? Touched, bless him.
He never took lessons. His uncle just showed him 3 chords, and Bosco went from there.
And every song he sang, he could make fit in them chords. It was amazing.
He's a full-time dad. His son Gabriel and daughter Veda are the inspiration behind each note he plays.
Who's the boss? Who's the boss?
You are.
What are you?
I'm a hot dog.
That's right.
Bosco won $25,000, a recording session with a Grammy Award-winning producer, and some shiny new Gibson guitars.
It's like a piece of furniture or something to me. I never could afford one.
It's a humbling experience for Bosco France, an experience that hasn't sunk in.